this. This is weird. Okay, let's talk about TwitchCon.
That was going on Twitch for the last month or so. People expected TwitchCon to be a war zone, just this battlefield of blood, guts, tears, mangled corpses littering the convention hall, fights breaking out, people spitting on each other. But none of that's happened. In fact, a lot of the bridges that were burnt in all of that drama have been repaired. Now, who knows if they've been repaired with bubblegum and duct tape, or if they're genuinely okay with each other now and friends going forward.
What's up, bro? What's up? Why is he not gonna mention any names, dude? This guy never gives me clout. Charlie never gives me clout, bro.
There's no telling. I guess we'll have to wait and see a month from now. But there has been something that's developed at TwitchCon that nobody expected.
We all know you try to kill XQC via death pit over Gamba. That's true. Technically, I was trying to end the Gamba once and for all by putting him in the death pit without realizing that we were both liable to die in that situation.
Death trap. A goddamn booby trap, like something Wile E. Coyote would have sprung up to try and catch the Roadrunner. Of course, I'm
the
just
Lenovo
exaggerating.
death pit.
It's not supposed to be that way. It's one of those like gladiator combat things. I'm blanking on the name of it, so I'm going to sound like a fucking idiot trying to describe it. But it's those raised platforms above a foam pit where you have like pushing utensils to push your friend off into the foam pit, and you win when you're the last one standing. I'll show you.
Is it Ash Shatterer 5000 sponsored by Intel Lenovo?
Clip of when XQC and Hasan fought each other on them, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm sure all of you have seen these before. I remember playing on these bad boys back in elementary school.
Never mind, he did give me clout. Let's go. Free clout, baby.
During field days, so they've been around for a long time. They're tried and true, and they've always just been good, safe fun. But unfortunately at TwitchCon, it seems the organizers really skimped on the amount of foam necessary to cushion a real fall, because a streamer named Adriana Chechik broke her back in 2 places jumping into the foam pit.
I'm not going to show you this clip. This is gruesome. But I will say, she jumps up, okay? She jumps up, cracks her feet up in the air like this, like a cheerleader, and ass slams directly into the concrete. Now, the reason why I say she ass slams directly into the concrete is because there's foam there, right? There's like little balls of foam there. But what is supposed to happen in that situation is the foam is supposed to dampen. It's supposed to dampen her jump. She's supposed to sink in. But she bounces. You literally can hear when she bounces because the foam pit is not low enough. It doesn't cushion her fall at all.
My gosh! Simps of her own. You good? Great victory there.
And then she can't get up.
I can't get out. Are you okay? She's held down by the pitbull medic.
Gravity.
No, she's fine.
She's fine. She's fine. No, she's not.
All right, we'll make sure she's okay. Get her out of the pit.
Landed on her tailbone.
Yeah.
Now she lives in the pit now, kind of thing.
You can see that she landed.
It's wild because, like, to be fair, it could have been a lot worse, but it sucks that her back is fucked. No, well, they don't know. The announcers don't fucking know. But what's crazy to me specifically is that video that Charlie showed to me and XQC, that happened like 24 hours after, I think, right? So they kept the pit going, which is wild. I didn't fucking know. I jumped in there. Will jumped in there. Ludwig jumped in there. Rich Campbell jumped in there. Who knows how many thousand people jumped in there?
Lands like right on her tailbone and like bounces up a little bit, kind of like that episode in iCarly where Gibby jumps off the ceiling.
I gotta pee. I'll be back in a second.
Bounces a little bit, which was a real stunt performed by a real stuntman who shattered all of his ribs doing that. So this is a pretty brutal injury here, and she had to go to the ER, and she's now getting surgery in order to put a rod in her back in order to help support it. So an absolute life-changing injury experienced here, and she wasn't the only one. Another streamer dislocated her knee in the pit, And then the person she went there with, Eddie-Bot, the person who fell before her, also experienced back pain, but no like permanent injury from that. I'm sure everyone knows this, but I want to vocalize it again. Back injuries last pretty much forever, or at least they can. Even like minor ones will always kind of rear their ugly head from time to time. I remember a few years back now, I had like some kind of like little bruise or something on my L4. I couldn't sit right without it hurting. I couldn't like climb upstairs without my ass just hurting. And that was just like a little baby boo-boo on my back, and that lasted for months. Had to get PT for it. Had to get physical therapy for like a tiny little back injury. And of course, you can always read about the people that have lifelong chronic back pain just from like really simple stuff like sitting in a chair the wrong way for too long, or like the classic prank of pulling a chair out from under someone and the person falls and then has like some kind of disc contusion or like slips a disc or something. And those injuries, they don't ever fully go away. So this, I have no doubt, will have a long-lasting effect on the rest of her life. So it really is like a pretty serious thing. Just a really unfortunate situation, and I don't think this was a Twitch booth. As I understand, this was a...
Yeah, no, it's like people are saying, sue Twitch for this, but I don't know how liable Twitch is in this circumstance. I mean, they could be. But I think it's Lenovo. Like, it's Lenovo's own booth. Those darn liability waivers, I don't think you can... We did sign the waivers, yes. But I don't think that's a thing. Like, I don't think you can... Can you even sign a fucking waiver and then... and that completely says you can't sue anybody? Like... FYI, the U versus XG clip was uploaded 3.5 hours after the Adriana one. Can't sign away criminal negligence. I mean, yeah, it's... I don't think you can... I don't know. I don't think you can... I don't know. I actually don't know. I'm sorry. I'm unsure as if those waivers are fully protective.
Completely separate booth from another organization that was just at TwitchCon. And it seems like they really just didn't know how to do this properly, because this just doesn't seem up to code at all. This cannot be the regulation amount of foam required in these pits, because it looks like there's only like 2 layers of foam cubes there. They just like sprinkled them in like breadcrumbs, and then at the bottom of it just seems like it's a fucking slab of concrete. Pure, unapologetic, unforgiving concrete at the bottom. It doesn't seem like there's any kind of cushioned pad there, which is just wild to me. But what's even goofier is the 0 IQ takes I've seen on Twitter about this.
So there are like limitations to what you're supposed to do in that pit. And I don't know if her like libertarian foam pit, yeah. I don't know if her jumping up like that puts some of the puts some of the responsibility on her or whatever. I hope not, because like she was led to believe that was protective. Like that foam pit was at least to a certain degree protective. You know what I mean? Does Twitch pay for your healthcare? No, man. What the fuck? Her Discord was downloading clips last night. If waiver specifically said not to jump in, then they'd unfortunately be covered, but I doubt they did that. No, they probably did say that, but it doesn't matter. I think you could still probably sue. But it is wild that after that happened, they kept it going. Like, I went in that pit multiple times, man. I literally went in that pit. I went in that pit, I think, before that happened. I went in that pit, like, twice after that happened. They kept the pit going. America, baby. Blown out of proportion. Shit happens all the time. Motherfucker, no. 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 I don't agree. That's crazy.
Blaming Adriana Chechik, saying it's her fault that she got injured. She did it to herself. She should have known better than jumping into the foam pit. Like, you absolute brain-dead troglodyte. It's a foam pit. The entire purpose is to cushion a fall. They're common at, like, trampoline parks, carnivals, like I mentioned in school for field days and shit like that. I have done...
Like, we did Twitch Rivals, if you guys remember, and I dove from a 7-foot podium directly into a fucking foam pit. And that was a real foam pit. If you remember when we did Twitch Rivals, that was a real fucking foam pit. That was low as hell. Yeah, the Tumblr DashCon foam pit. At least that didn't kill anyone, you know? Deep cut. Ball pit. It was deep as fuck.
Done exactly what she's done, cannonballing into foam pits with no injuries to show for it. I've flipped into foam pits with no injuries to show for it. Even McDonald's, like, their ball pits are probably lighter to land on than this foam pit at TwitchCon. Like, the whole purpose is it is supposed to be there to cushion your fall so something like this, a catastrophic injury, doesn't happen. You are supposed to be able to jump into them. The problem here is it's not a foam pit. It's a foam puddle. And I don't think that information was relayed to the competitors here that took part in this activity. It's not an actual, like, 3 feet, 4 feet deep foam pit at all. You can tell by looking at other videos from the event, when people are walking around in the foam pit, the foam cubes barely make it to their knees. So it's not very deep to begin with. So it's not even a deep foam pit, thus you shouldn't be jumping in it, yes, but no one's going to know that just by looking at it because we're all trained to see a foam pit and expect it to be like an actual real foam pit where it is up to code and you can jump into it, but this one is not. This is like some bootleg shit that was just shoddily thrown together and is genuinely unsafe because there are multiple injuries that have occurred here, and yet for some reason they kept it open even after the injuries. It's not her fault this happened. She expected it to be like an actual deep foam pit, which it was not. And a lot of people have asked me why I didn't go to TwitchCon. Well, it's because they're trying to kill you out there, it seems. It's unsafe to be there. That's not the real reason. I just don't go to conventions or anything, and I'm certainly not fucking flying to San Diego or wherever this is to go to it. I'm afraid of flying in the first place. I'm not flying out there, and especially to be around like a ton of people, which I don't even like doing in the first place, I'm not going. But now the cherry on top is these dangerous, life-threatening booths out here. Like, what's next door, I wonder? The catch an arrow out of midair booth or something? Like, good lord. You know, it's just... I'm sure TwitchCon is a lot of fun, and this is just a really unfortunate circumstance here, but come the fuck on. This is so easily preventable if you just had more foam. Just be safer with it. And especially at TwitchCon, where all the streamers are like gamers. You know, like, I'll be the first to admit, I'm not the most athletic guy in the world. If I was competing in that, I probably would have fallen headfirst, like diving in there by accident after losing my balance. And from the looks of things, I would have absolutely just died there. Just would have hit my head on the bottom of it, died instantly. So I just feel like it's kind of obvious to expect things like this. Like, it's a foam pit. Some people like to jump into foam pits. Is this deep enough for that? Probably not. So let's put a pad at the bottom at the very least, or let's put more foam in there. Like, just obvious solutions. I just don't know how this mistake could have even happened in the first place. Now, a lot of people are saying that she should be suing for this, and, you know, I'm not a fucking lawyer. I didn't pass the bar or anything, and I'm certainly not her agent giving her direction on what she should do with her life and her decisions. But I think it is worth mentioning that everyone that went into that arena signed a waiver beforehand, so I don't know if she even could sue if she wanted to. Again, maybe she could. I'm not familiar with the law or anything, but there was waivers that needed to be signed prior to entering into that. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because I think it's very sad. Like, the event overall, from everything I've seen, has been very positive and very overall great for a lot of people. They've had a lot of fun. And like I said, I have no doubt that it's a very fun event, and this is just a really unfortunate booth that's been set up here that doesn't really seem all that safe. And
Why did Lenovo Legion here say you can dive in? They opened up the pit a second day after the first person injured their foot and ankle bad enough to leave TwitchCon in a brace. Multiple people were injured and they kept the pit open and said jump and booty first.
Go get some rest.
Help your opponent up. Come on, Rich.
Beautifully done.
Now, I think this will wrap up the day for this broadcast. I'll come back tomorrow for more. A battle on the main stage. It was me, XUC, and oh man, I see how it motherfucker. All right, take it out. Take it.
All right, everybody, thank you so much. Yes, oh my gosh, TwitchCon is ending in a little bit. You can chill at the booth. You can still do some fights until that time hits, but we are going to be shutting down the broadcast for now. Thank you so much for participating today. Make sure to come back tomorrow to the Lenovo Legion booth to enter yourself into a laptop. Do this kind of stuff in the Legion pit. Who knows? You could even do a pit dive from the Street Fighter booth. There's so much going on. Pow, it's been an amazing day.
It's been an amazing day. They're still fighting in the pit for their glory, but thank you for watching. I hope you guys had fun here at TwitchCon 2022. It is a wrap, baby. I guess we just let them live here now.
Go get some rest.
Adrian should probably be talking about that stuff with the lawyer, not tweeting it out. That could be damning. Oh man, that shit's like up to the ankles, bro. That was us. This was after me and XCC fought on there. How is Will's back? Listen, I don't know how Will's back is, but my back is fucked up because what didn't get filmed here, but what was actually in my vlog, which you will see, was when Will and I got on there and we were just pushing each other, right? Will just straight cracked me in the fucking head. He just whacked me immediately and I was like, whoa! And I thought you were not supposed to do that, right? So I fucking bopped him too. And we ended up, don't say fucking Giga Haas Will, dude. What the fuck? He fucked my neck up. He just straight fucked my neck up. And I think I fucked his up. Now, obviously, the things are soft enough that I don't think you can get concussed. But having said that, they certainly were still hard enough that, you know, especially if you have a tight upper back, you can still get fucked up. Yeah, whiplash is whiplash. Exactly. It felt like, you know, when you're in a car accident or something.
And again, I'm not there, so I don't know if there's truly no pad at the bottom of that foam pit. But regardless, it's clearly not a good enough pad if this kind of injury can occur, and this many injuries as well. Because not only has there been an extremely serious one with Adriana Chechik breaking her back in multiple spots, but there have just been a decent amount of injuries in general at that location. So clearly something isn't set up properly if this many people are getting hurt there. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, and that's about it. See ya.
Yeah, I mean,
How's it going?
why did he say Twitch is better than YouTube? And then he said the problem with TwitchCon?
How's it going all? Welcome back to Mogul Mail. I'm back from my reconnaissance mission where I infiltrated TwitchCon this past weekend, and I generally had a pretty good time. But when I got home, I opened up Twitter.com, the mistake that I always make, and I noticed that hashtag boycott Twitch was trending, which is crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, he just noticed it. He wasn't reveling in it. You know what I'm saying? Tabs are lined up, boys.
You know, I was busy having a good time at the event, a little schmooze and a little business, trying not to get fired by Susan Wojcicki. So I decided to dig in with all the things that were wrong with TwitchCon. I will say off rip, the trend's a little bit confusing. Generally, the point of boycotts is that you have something that you feel needs to change, a goal that you have with a company, and so you boycott the product until they make the change. This doesn't have a clear goal of what they are trying to change in this boycott. It more so is, we are mad at you, so we're not going to use your service. And it's specifically for Minecrafters, which mostly feels like it might just end up hurting the Minecrafters. Because I'll tell you what, no people are boycotting the streams of XQC, Hasan, and Mizkif, who are gladly live and thriving on Twitch right now. So it doesn't make too much sense to me. I also saw this thread of everything wrong at TwitchCon from someone who wasn't at TwitchCon that had almost 100,000 likes. But one of the things on it was about how they're turning away people with bags at the TwitchCon party, which I think is a good thing, all things considered. So like a good policy to make sure you can do bag checks quickly and concisely and no one brings in anything bad. So I compiled everything that I think went wrong with TwitchCon, bearing in mind that I had a good time, but I was probably treated a bit differently because I'm friends with some higher up streamers and, you know, I get a pass every now and again. The biggest thing, the biggest problem that I saw happened at the Lenovo booth at TwitchCon. Now, bear in mind, this is not...
Dude. That's Will on the bottom. It's wild because, like, we did so much fuck shit. I jumped on Will as well. Is this you on Tucker Carlson's show tonight? Raw egg nationalist slonks raw eggs daily. No, that's not me, man. Slonking is when you gulp down raw eggs. That's not me, motherfucker. You guys cleared out all the foam? No, we did it after. Anyway, this feels like seeing all those photos of of people who watched nuclear tests from 10 feet away in the 50s. Yeah, this is like, we were straight up fucking playing with death over here, not realizing that it was upon us. You know what I mean?
Technically a Twitch sanctioned thing. You know, they sold the space to Lenovo, and Lenovo made this booth to show off their laptops, yada, yada, yada. And one of the things they had were these giant purple little squishy rods, and then you stand on a platform and you try to hit the other person off the platform. Classic camping games. And after one of the wins that Adriana Chechik had over her opponent on this battle to the death, she did this. And this is kind of hard to watch, so if you want to close your eyes, I'll let you know it's over. But she wins, she cheers. Oof. And she falls right into the foam pit. And although this seems like a delightful foam pit that goes miles deep, it's about 2 full foam blocks thick, which is about an inch of padding when you're really jumping onto it. And so that's hard to watch because Adriana Chechik, although nods that she's good, realizes quickly she's not good. She's in a state of panic here because it's not a delightful experience falling into that pit. In fact, she broke her back in 2 places and had to get surgery because of that fall. Now, they didn't shut down the booth after that, shockingly. They kept...
X made a video about your match. I finally got my revenge on Hasan.
Representing their communities here. I don't know who's going to take it. Apparently one has already been fought before. All right. All right, he did it. Okay, Felix, introduce yourselves if people have been living in Iraq and talk a little bit about your community and what you're here to fight for.
I'm kind of a degenerate. I just play computer games. My chat's kind of crazy, but they're nice. Also, Hasan, I'm probably going to beat him because I'm cooler and I'm a better streamer and I have cooler hair.
Oh,
Okay,
those are fighting
okay.
words. Hasan, I need to know, are you going to take that from him?
Absolutely not. I'm here to not only fight for my community, but also fight for that tier list, okay?
Oh.
Oh, well, there's only one way to find out. It's time to go in the pit, gentlemen. It's time for your player card. No, go.
All right, let's go. Rachel, we got XQC versus Hasan here. XQC is on the Llama's team. Leopards for Hasan. Are we ready? Take your positions. on the stoodles, boys. Grab your biffles tight.
They're doing the slow walk in.
Oh, they're
They're
holding
gonna
them.
be taking off anything they might lose in the pit.
I'm not spoiling the vlog. I have more.
Making sure they don't have anything they're going to lose.
We're going to make them sign a waiver. We're going to make sure everything is...
Do we have an amount of gifted subs on this fight?
And Dory, I do hope everyone watching is beginning their wagers with the subs.
Channel's got bets going, obviously.
Get a little hype train going in both.
All right, hop in. Oh,
Wow.
snap. Like a side Misty flip going on here.
Never expect that from the people who sit behind computers. That is
Nope.
always impressive.
Absolutely. How do you think he gets out of his computer chair? Come
Right.
on.
I'm a fool, Rivington. And as both of our competitors are ready here on the platform, I'm going to tell you the rules. You're going to go on fight in 3, 2, 1, fight!
Quick push to the gut of Hasan. XQC off balance.
Lifting
Oh,
the biffle, opening himself up, one-footed. This is no good.
Oh! Hasan comes with the win.
I feel like
see
we
the
need
power.
I feel like we need a rematch.
We do. We kind of need to run it back.
No. We need a rematch. Best of
That
three.
was too close. If you imagine,
that was photo finish.
if you imagine XQC's shot hitting there, this entire room would have fallen back with a shockwave. Hasan dodged that perfectly. So we need to run it back. That could have had a different ending.
He's picked up
It's crazy that this was literally a death match when you
the
think
biffle.
about
He
it.
accepts the run back challenge. Back to the podium, showing off the shoes, showing off the style, showing off that he has a bottom half.
The real bottom I forgot about is the bottom of the hour ad break. That's right. Because at the bottom of the hour or at the top of the hour, there's a 6-second ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you could do for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. You get one free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite broadcaster. That's me. You can also get gifted a sub. Alex Franco AV, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads. Here's the 1-minute ad break now.
Oh my God. Got some pogo leaps. All right.
All right, Riv, count them in. Now let's get this battle started.
Gentlemen, super serious. Grab your
Donald
biffle.
Trump's Mar-a-Lago maid, thank you for the 5 gifted.
Prepare on fight. 3, 2, 1, fight.
Oh, big
Quick
pressure
push.
there.
No, not off balance right away.
Oh, he's got a turnaround. He's got a plan, Riv. Go.
Oh, just chucked away.
It's not enough.
Like last week's VOD.
There we go. Hasan's got the experience. Now he's 2-0.
A great fight. Thank you so much to XQC and Hasan for coming through. Are we getting another? Honestly, I was like, are we getting another one? Another and another? It's actually super tiring to be in there, by the way. It's
Did you get paid for this?
awesome
No.
stuff here at the booth.
Did it for free.
So much cool participation going on from the streamers, influencers, and all of you just attending TwitchCon. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out at the Lenovo Legion booth. There's so much swag to be had if you get in line to fight here in the Legion face-off pit, or you're just hanging out in the Street Fighter area and you get yourself locked in for a pit dive, which is a 1-minute competition dive with one other person to find the shiny Hadouken in the pit. I mean, XQC and Hasan were just fighting over that Hadouken and didn't even know it was in there.
Are we gearing up for a post-match interview?
I think
here,
we need
pal?
one. I think we need one. We're going to get our...
XQC is he's so weightless that he fell on the foam like a bird. You know what I mean? He fell on the foam and the foam didn't even move down. It was like, bing, bing. Perfect.
Competitors set for a quick interview here before we move on to the next.
All right, I get a winner's interview over here. And semi-losers. Unless you want any reaction on what he has to say. Hasan, seems like
Look
you
at
had
Brandon.
a full strategy coming into this. I need to know, what was going through your mind battling it out here?
Friendship is like a rope, okay? You cut on both ends and you become closer as a consequence of that.
I like it. I'll go with it. Any reaction to that? Rope, friendship?
Unlucky. Yeah, relationships are like a rope. If you cut it, you tie it back together, it brings both ends closer to each other than before.
Hey, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The battle you all wanted to see. Thank you guys for your time. Yeah, go get some water, take a nap, you know. Thank you for that. All right, drop those gifted subs. Show your appreciation.
That's it. Good job showing you literally committed attempted murder by forcefully throwing AC into a pit of concrete. Was this premeditated from the tier list drama?
Thanks for
Yeah.
coming out to our Legion face.
That's how it was, yeah. Where was the revenge? No, that's just bait. All right, let's get back to this.
The booth open and even tweeted stuff out like we have our first pit dive winner of the day. I mean, listen to the commentators talking about the booth.
All about safety here at the Lenovo Legion booth. Want to have a good, clean, fun, be able to jump into that foam and enjoy yourself at the end of the day and not have anything lost.
We're just looking at.
Yeah, you know, losing things in the booth is one thing, but I think you also don't want to jump into that foam pit, which I didn't realize because I also was in that foam pit without knowing any of this happened, and I did it after it all happened. So thankfully nothing happened to me. Not the only injury, by the way, that happened at TwitchCon. We had another one here. They were doing the Balloon World Cup, the Ibai event, and right here on the right side, play that one more time.
No! That one is even crazier.
This streamer broke her ankle. The picture of it. Zummers. It's been an overwhelming 48 hours, but I'm okay.
Stop!
And I'm back at home resting. I want to thank everyone who wished me well. Your girl don't go down without a bang. I broke my ankle in 3 possible ways. So a couple injuries, some safety concerns, but the safety concerns didn't stop there. There was a Dream S&P panel that Dream was weirdly not like on. It seems like they almost forgot about him because they just dragged a chair for him and had him hold his own mic. Kind of weird. That had 400 person capacity. Okay. You are talking about Dream after a face reveal with all the biggest Minecrafters doing a panel with a 400 person capacity at an event with over 30,000 attendees, a lot of whom are teenage Minecraft fans. So there were lines out the door that were 5x the amount of people who were actually allowed in, which created a lot of safety hazards. I think there were some people who like even fainted at some points. It was very difficult for people with accessibility issues, people in wheelchairs, to even try to get into a lot of these events, into photo booth lines. And that's part of the reason why a lot of the Minecraft community was upset. It just felt like not only did their favorite content creators get the short end of the stick, but all the viewers who were just excited to see their content creators didn't feel like Twitch was helping facilitate that process well, especially for people who have a harder time traveling around. And that's not the end of it. There's also another Minecrafter, Amesy, who was misgendered, who they got the wrong pronouns for. They wrote she, her, although Amesy goes by any pronouns. So like she, her's not wrong, but it also makes people think that she only goes by she, her. And if your company's gonna be like that, hey, we're left leaning, we're liberal as fuck, teens, fucking we're hip as hell. You know, you gotta do it right. You gotta do it right. And I know there's a lot of employees inside of Twitch who are all about it, but the people who probably write things on the prompter are just doing their job and don't know, right? So it always comes across a little bit boomery and very out of touch. And this is another moment where they're out of touch when they got Amesy's pronouns wrong. And then, hey, this is just all time. This is just for the lulz.
I know this isn't your team, but I think the community would be interested to hear more about how Twitch gives one streamer a long suspension, but not another who does the same thing. How does it seem like Twitch applies the rules unfairly?
Good question.
Again, more myths busted. So we apply our rules very consistently.
Keepo, Kapapa, no shot. That is an actual sentence that was said. But I thought that was just kind of a funny thing. And one of the crazier things that happened, and I'm not going to leak who at the moment, but there was a streamer at TwitchCon, big streamer, a woman who was there, who was doing a Twitch event, and then while leaving the event had zero security because the security was preoccupied with all the Minecraft people, which I get, but was left by herself and then was ambushed by swarms of people. And this happened to me a lot. I noticed that if one person would ask me for a picture, I would get swarmed because everyone else would notice it. And even if they're not fans of me, would come up to get a picture like they're collecting Pokemon cards, which that's fine, right? I don't mind people getting pictures. But because this woman was by herself, all the people that went up to her swarmed her. She was crowded. And one random guy, one creepy ass dude, licked her face, which is just, it's just fucked. And you know, you would hope there's slightly better security for the streamers, and it's even across the board. But it felt like there was just a bit of a lapse there. It seemed like there was a huge disconnect between the security who actually ran the convention space and the security that Twitch hired themselves. Because there's even complaints from the security about the attendees.
Oh, thank God. What happened?
It was these people that come to this thing were so verbally abused us.
Oh, what?
She's talking about how a lot of people were verbally abusive,
Really?
terrible, and were kind of socially inept, which not too wrong when you're talking about stream viewers, all things considered. You know, Twitch clearly has grown a lot, and it's a lot harder to run an event at the scale now, and there's a lot to learn from this.
That's what happens when you put Twitch chat and Twitch streamers, some of the most socially inept motherfuckers on the planet, in one compact area, okay, where they're just fucking kind of sitting there and are interacting with real human beings that have not been online in a long time.
For them. Generally, most of the weekend went well, but clearly a few big problems. Not to mention, I have to call this out, a lot of the bullying and harassment that happened that I'm not very happy with. In fact, it was done by some other big streamers. Let's just roll the clip.
Boom. Yo, I told y'all there was gonna be a Ludwig ass nigga in the fucking spot.
Yeah.
Yo, what did I tell? Yo, Ludwig, first of all, is cool as fuck.
I'm just dancing. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't feel like Twitch should allow this bullying. Anyway, boys, that's about everything that went wrong with TwitchCon. If there's anything else I missed,
He deserves it. 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 I'm defending Kai. He's so upset your rage was right. Yeah, rolled. Absolutely rolled. Get rolled, Ludwig. Oh, here was the real foam pit that me and Will were diving into.
Oh, God. Oh, my goodness, bro. Hasan just cleared the table, baby, with that jump.
And the horn sounds.
Dude, I was.
Looks like we have Hasan and Will Neff beginning on chip shot, Sancho.
Oh, God.
I was such a big boy, dude. Look at how thick I was back then, bro. Look at my face. That's a real foam pit, right? Like, that's a...
Trickery and deception.
Good.
Don't trust women.
Good. Don't
That's
trust
your
women.
teaching.
I don't want you to trust women.
That's what you're teaching my child.
If you
right
guys start trusting women, it'll be much harder for me to take all your money. So, please.
What does she mean by that?
You want them off? Hey, surprise. Oh, Titans.
But yeah, that shit was like, that was deep. You know what I'm saying? Am I Maya Higa? Are you? You are Maya Higa.